I'm 5'10" and 242 pounds.
I always say this is the biggest I'm ever going to be, and I said that like 20 pounds ago.
A third of Americans are obese, another third is overweight.
Obesity is the biggest threat to the health, welfare, and future of this country.
I've always been overweight.
I've got diabetes.
Sleep apnea, heart disease.
Everything's hurting now.
It's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to keep weight off.
This is probably going to be the first generation of children who are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents.
18% of our children right now are obese.
It's not only health, it's about survival and well-being of the United States as a nation.
You don't crave broccoli, and our generation has grown up craving a Big Mac.
I want to think that there's something better for me.
Unless we're able to control this epidemic, we're going to have an abundance of chronic disease.
All of us have to be part of the solution to reduce obesity.
The weight of the nation is out of control, but we can fix that. If we don't now take this as a really urgent national priority, we are all going to pay a really serious price.
Obesity will crush the United States in oblivion.
Greetings, and thanks for joining us. My name is John McLelland, and I've been given the opportunity to discuss something with you that we've known about for some time, but it is now becoming public because dates have been set, and this is real. Now, regardless of where you're coming from, regardless of what you've done in the past, if it's professional businesses, sales, marketing, if you love what you're doing or you hate what you're doing, you really need to pay attention to this. And no, this is not just a new juice deal I'm going to throw at you or some new travel program or some startup company. This is a $2 billion company launching what they know will break every single industry record. Now, I want to talk about three things today: the problem that's out there that creates this massive trend for this product, the solution, and the opportunity. Now, isn't this an amazing statistic? We have a huge problem worldwide. 60 million people who begin a diet this year. That's a huge number, and that's probably not near as many as need to start one. And less than 5% of them will keep the weight off that they lose for more than a year. What does that say to us? It says that diets don't work. If there was one out there that worked, everybody would be congregating to it, but it is big hat, no cattle, a lot of talk. But unfortunately, people are spending millions and millions of dollars on hype. Now, the question has been raised by the medical and scientific community, is obesity and overweight because of genetics or because of poor choices? And everybody, I think, struggles with that. Did I inherit these things from my family? Is there any chance for me? Well, in Time magazine, not too long ago, the caption read, "Why Your DNA Isn't Your Destiny." And a new science of epigenetic reveals how the choices you make can change your genes. And what do we mean by change your genes? It's now scientifically proven that the genes inside you can be influenced. They can be changed in a positive, natural way to revert back to an earlier stage. And who are the experts out there? Well, the gene experts are Life Gen Technology. Nobody even close. It's not a statement I'm throwing out there. You can just look at all the papers that have been written, all the years of study, the database that's been collected. These guys, when CNN, CNBC, 60 Minutes, when they want to do an interview, Life Gen Technologies are the people that they bring because they're experts. Now, one company has decided not only to collaborate with them, but also recently to purchase them so that they can dominate this space. So let's talk just a little bit more about the problem. For 30 years now plus, the main components of weight loss have been, of course, lifestyle change. Eat better, exercise more. Any program that says that's not important, you can just swallow this pill or drink this shake and magical things will happen, is part of that hype. It just doesn't work. But unfortunately, this is one of the most difficult things to do, and you need to help people along the way. Hence, component number 2 was an attempt to do that. cleanse products, shakes, appetite suppressants, things like fat burners. All of these supplements, if you will, have had a little niche market, and some of them have really helped people, while others have left people just wondering, what is wrong with me, and why can't there be another product, and is there a missing piece? And that is what we are revealing today. The scientists have identified the very genes inside of your fat cells that are responsible for storing fat and how they store fat. And when this age-lock science is applied to these genes, you really change everything. And this study's been going on for better part of 25, 30 years. And so it's not just some hypothetical program that's out there or just some kind of a theory, but rather absolute proof. And so, back to that Time magazine article, to change your genes, this will be one of the best decisions and choices you ever make, regardless of whether you're coming at this because you need it or somebody you love needs it, or if you've decided to get into the business side of it. We're going to talk about the single biggest launch in industry history. This industry has been going on for 50-plus years, and what will happen with this product will dwarf everything. Now, when they first started talking about this product and the countries started to put in their projections, it looked like they would, again, blow the top off every single launch in history with just $300 million. Then it went to $400 and $500. Now it's at $700 million because people understand there has to be more. So whether you're a medical professional out there, a professional marketer, whether you've never done any type of marketing, regardless of where you're at, pay attention because there is a program for you. I want to make sure you understand how big this is. So let's take one of the most successful direct selling companies in history, Nu Skin. As I say, they're just approaching $2 billion, and most every direct selling company you see in the last 20 years has patterned after them, the right way to do business. And yet you see that if you took all of the opening of the countries, Japan, Taiwan, China, Korea, Australia, Europe, and you combined all those countries together, do you realize that all that volume would not equal what will happen in one day when they ship this product? If you took all the global conventions of that very successful company, Nu Skin, that's broke records and set records in launches, it wouldn't combined compared to what's going to happen in one day when they ship this product. And I believe if you took the top 100 direct selling companies and you added all their last year global launches, you still wouldn't come up with what's going to happen here. This should turn the head of every entrepreneur in the world. Now just look at these numbers right here. This is interesting because as we go out and train our people of how to do this business, this is just one example of using this same science on the previous launch that set records, and you start to see amazing checks that are being created. And we'll get into this later in our training and let everybody see exactly how you do make money. But suffice it to say right here that this is not only a great new science and a great new product category, but it is also a new income strategy. The very slide that you just witnessed is a new strategy that has been perfected over the last 7 years. Now, when have you ever heard in history that the best money earners in the company that's 25-plus years old all happened in the last 6 to 7 years? Something's going on. And it's producing millions of dollars of sales and commissions. And this is all because we've learned how to create some new things that we call business centers. So let's talk a little bit more about this business strategy. First, we all know that the successful people in the world, they look for networks, they build networks. As Kiyosaki says, everybody else just looks for work. Building a network is one of the smartest things you can do. And monetizing that network in a professional way is the key. Let's take an example of what it takes to build a network and to have credibility. First off, I want to compare the Apple company because we know that that company had a business model early that was respected and successful. But they perfected and actually changed that business model through their innovation strategy and became one of the most successful and well-known companies in the world. Steve Jobs is known as one of the great innovators. Isn't it interesting that the founder of this very company we're talking about also stated early on that we were based on innovation. and we always wanted to be 10 steps ahead. Can you start to see why all the records that are being shattered in global launches and in industry commissions are being generated by the company that has mastered this innovation strategy? And this doesn't end in 2013 when this product will be released. This is just beginning because it goes on every single year. For the last decade, they have released blockbuster products, science, technology that has allowed this company to now blend the strategy of how you go out there with the science. So now let's just jump into a couple things that I know that I want to cover with you because it always comes up. People believe in the shape of a pyramid that you must get in early. In other words, you must be at the start. In fact, there's the people out there that are the startup junkies, if you will, and they have become masters at persuading people that the best time to get into a company or the only time to get in would be early. Well, what does that say to the people, your friends, that don't get in early, that you're going to recruit, that they have no chance? Well, in many cases, these companies simply plateau, or they just make the wrong decisions, and they never, ever continue to innovate. Even if they have an explosive start and look like they're going to be the next superstar, they implode. They do something wrong. But so by the very definition of a pyramid, in other words, when you go out and you say to somebody, they say to you, is this a pyramid? And you respond back, they're saying to you, I think I need to get in early, right when the company starts. We now can show people how this new startup mentality begins every single year with a global launch. And the single biggest one in history has now been announced. There will not be anything that has rivaled this in the past, but I assure you there will be something that will rival it in the future. Now, there's something to go along with this as a real bonus, and that is because this company is really moved by cause-related marketing. They really want to make a difference in the world, and they've proved it in the past with one of their programs. They will actually have a program that for every single pound that is lost, their specially formulated food will go to needy children throughout the world. Now, they've already delivered some 250-plus million meals worldwide. What a great thing to be involved in. So here you have a Fortune 500 type company, publicly traded. Forbes magazine lists them. Forbes.com is one of the most trusted companies out there. You have to have trust. Nobody else in our industry has ever received that Forbes.com most trusted certificate. Everything is lined up. You have a stable company that has proven that they've mastered innovation with a new marketing strategy, and you're hearing about this right now where in your city, your state, your community, your country, you are licensed. You have the privilege, you have the opportunity to go out and market this. And not just in your country, it will launch simultaneously in 53 different countries throughout the world. So get back with a person that shared this with you. The name of the product, a code name, is called Gamma. Secure your Gamma supply. Say, I absolutely want mine, and I want to get it, and I want to get it in this limited time offer. 2, start inviting others to get their supply. Share your excitement. And then start networking to find the very best people. I can't believe the response we've got. Just in the last 2 to 3 weeks we've been talking about this, from people who are in the weight loss business, people who have done direct selling before, who are abandoning their strategies of their other company because they see that we will do more in one day than their company will do in the next decade. They know they're stuck. They know they're in a hole. And so we now can provide an incredible solution. So October of 2013 is about 15 months away. When they launch companies globally in our industry, oftentimes it's a year in advance that people are out there talking about the product that's going to come and how to get in early and how to get involved. We now have 15 months to start talking about this, 15 months to gather the enthusiasm, 15 months to build your network. It'll be 14, 13, 12. People will enter in all the way. It will just build up with great excitement and energy. I've been in this business now 20-plus years. And yes, I make great money in this industry, and I made great money in a more traditional industry before this, in traditional sales of orthopedic devices. I know what we've got here. There has been nothing in industry history that can compare to this. I invite you to take a good look at it. We'll fill in all the blanks for you, but we absolutely wanted to get this information to you as quickly as possible. Have a great day, be an entrepreneur, and start building your network.